Hello and welcome to the third Velt PvP development log. This week we have a super exciting set of announcements about our upcoming Kitmap update. This update will be making its way onto the Velt HCF network on Friday, September 4th at 4 p.m. EST. We also would like to confirm that this season we will have a $100 USD F-Top PayPal prize, with the second and third place getting a Buycraft reward. We have some massive balance changes coming to Kitmap this season. We've removed things such as Prot 3, Power 8, and loot boxes for the time being. Additionally, we are removing the Tier 3 Koth key and consolidating the loot into the Tier 2 Koth key, which is now obtainable from both the End and the Nether. We also noticed that there were issues with things such as Archer or Rogue squads dominating fights. Previous maps were meant to have a class limit, but it was neglected. However, it will be re-implemented this map, allowing you to have at most 3 Rogues, 3 Archers, and 2 Bards active at once. We also have done an overall key revamp, making the rewards more consistent and removing some of the more fluff crates and rewards. Bounties will now be more rare and only give bounty keys, with the bounty system being the sole distributor of these keys. Archer upgrades have also gotten some love this update. We have removed some of the more useless ones, with the remaining ones getting a few buffs. We also lowered the kill requirement for all remaining upgrades. These changes will be continually monitored, and we are looking into overhauling Archer as a whole in future updates. We are also excited to introduce 2 new classes to our kit map. These classes have undergone extensive planning and will play a very meta-defining role. To allow us to better balance these, the initial limit for both classes is only 1 active at a time per team. With that said, we proudly announced the new Blacksmith and Silencer classes. With Blacksmith, my goal was to create a class that was easy to pick up and use, but wouldn't feel limiting to our more skillful players. To equip the Blacksmith, you need to put on a chain helmet and chain leggings, and an iron chestplate and iron boots. The class gets passive fire resistance, resistance 2, strength 1, and speed 2. This may sound like it is extremely powerful, but the class is very melee oriented and has more hotbar slots taken up, so it needs the extra bulk to survive. The Blacksmith's primary weapon is axes. Attacking with an axe deals extra armor damage, with chances to affect multiple armor pieces. When you use an axe that matches the armor type, such as a gold axe on a bard, it will deal 1 extra armor damage. Diamond armor takes an extra 3 armor damage instead from a blacksmith using a diamond axe. This results in blacksmiths developing some unique combat styles, switching weapons based on targets and situations, as well as having to commit to having more hotbar slots used at once. The Blacksmith has a few unique abilities to complement it. It can use a magma cream for 45 energy to ignite nearby enemies for 10 seconds. If they have fire resistance active, it halves the remaining duration. It also has the gimmick of being able to repair nearby allies' armor. For 25 energy, you can consume up to 3 blocks at once to repair nearby allies' armor for 10 durability per block consumed. Diamond blocks repair diamond armor. Iron blocks repair iron and chain armor, with gold blocks repairing gold armor and leather. There will be no blocks provided when using the kit, meaning blocks obtained from crates and Koth loot will now have some value. The best counter to a blacksmith is a blacksmith, so we expect to see some fun strategies come from it and look forward to seeing the development of the meta. The second class, Silencer, took inspiration from an idea submitted in our Discord by one Cheetah. While the class differs from his original idea, big shoutouts to him for having such a unique idea that I was able to spin into a new class. This class was designed to be very hard to use and extremely skill-based, giving our more veteran players something fun to play with. The class uses full diamond armor with a black dyed leather cap to fit into a similar armor level many of our veteran players are used to. The class is very complex, so bear with me as I explain the various nuances of it. The class has a very similar function to Rogue, where it uses gold axes that break on use for a special effect. The Silencer, when using a gold axe, will steal 1/3 of an enemy's energy, or 15 energy for a non-energy based enemy. If you have less than 50% of your opponent's energy, they will fall under a silent status, removing all their class's native effects, preventing use of abilities, putting them under pearl cooldown, and making them unable to build for the duration of their silence. There is also a 7-second cooldown between silencing attempts. The Silencer is unique as well in that it can only generate up to 50 energy by itself. It can, however, steal up to 250 energy. However, after 200 energy, you will lose 1 energy every 3 seconds. To balance out the class and its very strong gimmick, you start out with 0 buffs. As you steal more energy, you will gain more potion effects. The full list is on the screen now, but you'll gain strength 1 at 210 energy or more. That's why we had the energy naturally fade over time when it went over a limit. The Silencer also gets a handful of ability items. It can use Glowstone to instantly teleport to the nearest enemy in a 6-block radius. This, however, doesn't work if the enemy is in a single block gap, so teleporting to an enemy in a safe room is not possible. This costs 50 energy, aka the max the Silencer can naturally generate. As the Silencer requires on stealing energy to remain strong, we added an ability to refill axes. If you use a gold ingot for 100 energy, you get 6 golden axes. As this requires a lot of energy, and losing energy results in the loss of potion effects, it has to be used wisely. The Silencer can also use a Spider Eye for 50 energy to put all nearby enemies on a short grapple cooldown. The Silencer can also use Blaze Powder to put all nearby enemies on a Pearl cooldown for a few seconds for 35 energy. We will continually monitor the costs and effects of these abilities, but we thought it would be interesting to experiment with cooldowns and how they would interact with PvP. The Silencer may sound extremely powerful, and it should be when used in the right hands. There are also many ways to play it. Do you stockpile energy and keep the high energy potion effects and the option to fire off multiple abilities at once? Or do you burn your energy often to keep your energy count low and lose all buffs to silence enemies more consistently? Remember, you have to be below 50% of your opponent's energy to silence them. We are excited to see what players can do to take this class to its limits. And that concludes this development log. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to keep updated with our future development logs. If you want to see a summary of the 2 new classes, please check out the linked document in the description below. Hope to see you all this Friday.